Alright, I was sitting on and thinking, what am I gonna put in a YouTube video? Need to put something. Then, I don't know, my mind kind of trailed off and I started thinking, like, about my mom asking me about when I leave, I'm gonna make sure that like when I leave for school, I'm gonna make sure that I stay abstinent. And I'm gonna go, of course, mom, not until I'm married. That's ridiculous. And then something led to me thinking about temptation, and then I started. This is how my mind works. Okay, it's not like, I guess things are linear, but the problem is, unlike everybody else, where you might move from one thing to the other, my brain's still stuck on something while it's on something else. I have simultaneously run like processes. Okay, at any rate, I was talking about temptation, and I started thinking, lots of people have the wrong idea about the term temptation. They will tell you, if you're tempted, that's the devil's work, therefore you must ignore it. But the worst thing that you should ever do is ignore it. Do you know why? Ignoring, that's ridiculous. Ignoring doesn't exist. You can say you're ignoring something, but to focus energy to that thing just to ignore it, that would be focusing your attention towards that. Let me think. Alright, like say you're on a diet, no sugar. For example, I'm on a diet, no sugar. You see some Milky Way on a table. Oh, I love the hell out of Milky Way. Like Milky Way, oh hell yeah, Milky Way. But you can't have any. If you go, I can't have that Milky Way, I'm going to ignore it. When you try to ignore it, you'll be thinking about that Milky Way all day, and I know you will. Until you finally come back and go, I want a Milky Way, and then turns out they've all been sold. Story of my life. Great, now I lost my train of thought. This happens too. I have horrible memory. I was talking about Milky Way, wasn't it? Right, temptation. When you feel that temptation, you're not supposed to ignore it. You're supposed to acknowledge that it's there, and then postulate an alternative. Like you're supposed to think of something else. Like I go, okay, Milky Way is right there, crazy, Milky Way is delicious. But I could have an apple, and the apple is actually cheaper than the Milky Way is, because nobody will buy it. So, yeah, apple, hell yeah, crunch. Make the right choice there. Overcoming temptation. That sermon about, ignoring temptation rather than acknowledging it, is that many people follow in their lives, and then they stop one day and they think, why isn't it working? Let me, try it even harder. Let me ignore with all my might. And then they don't realize that they're focusing attention on it. And once you focus attention on temptation, then you've already lost the battle. Don't actually listen to what I say. This applies to my life. I don't know if it applies to yours. I'm no Dr. Phil, even though Dr. Phil is, a hack. But anyways, this whole thing originally started with me thinking of abstinence. Why did I even think of that? Like I'm serious. I was just I don't even know why I thought abstinence. I was just sitting down in my room, and then I started trailing off.
Everything's irie, enough supply to me.